This one is full of mistakes. Welcome to Paul at Home. My name is Paul and I'm at home, and today one of my little characters has made some mistakes, but I wonder who you think it is today. And today it's Dudley. Dudley, hello. Would you like to say hello to everybody? I think you made a mistake. No, I haven't made a mistake. But there's no one here. Actually, it's all on camera. Oh, good. Can I say hello? Yes, please do. Hello. Not me. Everybody who's watching. Oh, yeah. Hello. Hope you're enjoying the video. Now then, today's video, I know all about mistake. Brilliant. And I made a big mistake. You've made a mistake? I really made a mistake. Well, what do you mean you made a mistake? I shouldn't be here. What do you mean you shouldn't be here? It should be Cato's video. Cato the lion? Yeah, that I told him to go to the park. Okay, he was playing football. Well, it was a mistake. Well, why was it a mistake? It's good to see you on video. Yeah, that I hadn't got a story. That's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. I don't know what to do. Well, why don't you tell us about... Actually, what have you been doing today? Oh, you mean in the kitchen? What did you make on this steak? How could you make a mistake in the kitchen? Well, I used too much flour. You used too much flour. And chocolate and sugar and eggs. I used too much everything. I'm not sure I understand exactly. I made a chocolate cake. Yes, it was enormous. It was only supposed to be small. Did I made a mistake? It was huge. You know, sometimes when we make mistakes, yeah, you can make it right. I know, and I did make it right. Oh, brilliant. So, how did you sort out the mistake? I'm going to tell you later. What do you mean? After the story. After the story? You have got a story. Yes, I have got a story. Great. I'll see you later. Bye. I wonder if you saw my last assembly video. And there it is. It was called Big Problems. If you did see that video, you will have heard me tell you the story about David and Goliath. David was a shepherd boy and a musician. He became a soldier, a warrior, and then ultimately the king of Israel. And David was often described as a man after God's own heart. But that didn't mean David was perfect. In fact, David made loads of mistakes. And today's video is about one of David's big mistakes. In fact, you could say that David was a big Bible character who made mistakes. But you know what? We all make mistakes sometimes. But I wonder what we do about making things right again. Sometimes we might need to say sorry. Sometimes we might need to do something to make it right. Let's find out more about King David. Excuse me, Your Majesty, but could I have a word, please? I say, you're Nathan the prophet. A prophet was a man who listened to God's words and then spoke God's words to the people. Or in this case, King David. Yeah, that's right, Your Majesty. And God has asked me to tell you an important message. Well, okay then. Off you go. And Nathan began. So, Your Majesty, there was a man, a very rich man, a rich man who had loads of sheep. Loads of sheep. And some cows too. And there was also a poor man. And he just had one little sheep. He loved this sheep. He used to feed the sheep from his own plate. He treated the sheep like it was part of the family. But one day, the rich man had a friend come to visit. and he wanted to look after his friend, but instead of using one of his own sheep or one of his own cows, he took the sheep of the poor man. King David was furious. He said, "Who is this man? This man should most definitely be punished." Definitely. Excuse me, Your Majesty. Definitely be punished. Excuse me, Your Majesty. I need to know who this man is immediately. But Your Majesty. Immediately. The man in the story, immediately, is you. Oh. And suddenly King David realised what he had done. You see, he had taken something really important that really wasn't his. And David asked Nathan what he should do to make things right. "Well, Your Majesty, you should say sorry. Say sorry to God and then let your actions make things right." Through a simple story, David learnt an important lesson. Even when we make mistakes, we can make things right. Now, if we make a mistake when we're doing some spellings or doing some maths, we don't need to say sorry to our maths book.
"No, hello, maths book, I'm ever so sorry."
All we need to do is maybe just rub it out and then make it right. But sometimes we make bigger mistakes, and that's when we can do like David did. We can say sorry to God. We can say sorry to other people, and then let our actions make things right. Well, this video for today is almost over, but I do want to ask Dudley how he managed to make things right with that enormous chocolate cake. Thank you for coming back, Dudley. I wanted to ask you what you thought of King David. Oh, he made mistakes. He made a really big mistake. It was a good story. Yeah, thank you. It must be a good story in the Bible. Yes, but I also wanted to ask about your chocolate cake. You made a mistake with all the ingredients. I know, I used too much. I ended up with an enormous chocolate cake. How did you manage to make things right? Well, it was a big mistake. I'm sure it was a big mistake, but I made it right. And how did you manage to make it right? I ate the chocolate cake. You ate the chocolate cake? I did. All of it? Well, nearly all. You mean there's some left? Yep, and you can have some now. Oh, well, that's really nice. Thank you for sharing. It's good to know that when we do make mistakes, even really big mistakes, we can say sorry, and maybe like David, say sorry to God, and then let our actions make things right. Is it time? Time for what? Time to eat the last bit of chocolate cake. Yep, it's time for us to eat some chocolate cake, and I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you soon. See you next time. Bye. Is anybody watching? Now, if we make a mistake in a map, Blair. Hello. See if you can spot any mistakes in this video. Oh. Chocolate cake.